Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 57 of What's the Pepper series. It's pretty late in the season now and I still have nice fresh pods to review, so that's a good blessing. But today we have a black Bhut Jolokia. I got seeds for this and that's what they label, but they look very purple. I can see why it's called black because early in the season when the pod was still younger, it was very dark purple that it looks almost black. So here's what it looks like. So let's take a look at the plant. It's not a very good looking plant, but but if you grown it fully to its capacity, it is a very gorgeous plant. But let's take a look and then we'll come back, cut this open, and then we'll give it a try. Alright guys, here is a look at the black Bhut Jolokia plant, and I moved it from outside to inside and it is sitting inside a very small pot. And you notice there is a Ziploc bag around the pot, and that's because if there is any potential gnats in there, then they can't get out. But before I placed it into this container, I actually heat up the soil to kill everything that's in there. So, but just in case it goes in here and start multiplying in my tent, that's the reason why I did that. And what I did was wrapped it up into a Ziploc bag and then zip tie this entrance here, and then I have a feeding tube, which is basically just a medicine dropper, and when I want to feed the plant I just use this tube to feed water down in there, and so nothing can fly out of it. But anyway, that is just what I'm doing. But here is the black Bhut, and there is only one fruit on the plant, and it's been this color for like maybe 2 months already, so I guess that is the final color. And it's starting to wrinkle a little bit, so I think that is already ripe to the point where it can't get any more ripe, I guess. So initially the fruit is completely dark purple, and it's so dark that maybe that's why it's called the black Bhut. But yeah, and as it started to ripen up a little bit, it changes into a lighter color. So here's the fruit. Plant is looking horrible because it is pretty late in the season. It was pretty much destroyed by the cold, but I brought it inside just to keep it alive. But after I harvest this off, I'm gonna cut the plant down to around maybe leave only a little bit left, maybe 6 inches left, and I'm gonna graft something onto it, a different variety. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. But anyway, here is the fruit. Let's pick it up real quick. Pretty nice, decent looking fruit. So we're gonna take this inside and try it out. So as I mentioned, the color. So the plant is very unique. It has sort of like purple leaves, and it's a very, very pretty plant. So if you want something that produce nice, pretty looking fruit and the plant look gorgeous, the black Bhut is a good plant to grow. So let's take this inside and try it out and see how good this is. Alright guys, here is a closer look at the pod. I only have one for the season. I had one earlier in the year, but this is all that's left. It's still a gorgeous looking pod, very nice color. I actually waited for it to ripe a little more, but it's been over a month and a half now, and the pod just doesn't change into anything else. So it started out really dark purple, like that, but even darker, so it looks almost black. And then I waited about 3 to 4 weeks, and it slightly changed a little bit, and that's it. So right now it's starting to get soft, so I think this is just the color that it would be. Let's cut it open and take a look inside. Again, I forgot my gloves. So guys, make sure when you try hot peppers, super hots and stuff like that, make sure you always wear gloves just in case you accidentally rub it on your eyes. So here we go. Okay, it's a little bit floral, and I can smell it as soon as I open it. So here it is. Very typical characteristic of ghost. The placenta run all up and down the plant. I think this one has been left a little bit too long. But a good sized placenta, and the veins run all up and down there. I kind of don't like the thin wall pepper because they are super hot. And most of the ghosts, they have this crazy slow burn that, you know, it just creeps up on you. So you'd be surprised. But ghosts are around 900,000 Scoville units, or, you know, or a little bit hotter sometimes, or sometimes a little less, depending on, you know, the condition of the plant. But they are pretty super hot. So let's give it a smell. Yep, smells just like a ghost pepper. Very floral, a little slight sweetness, and you can tell that it's gonna be hot. So as always, I don't eat the whole pod because my intention is just to give you a brief look at the plant, how it looks, how pretty it is, and all that stuff, so you can choose and grow them yourself. I like spices, but I can't eat the whole pod like all the other experts do, so sorry about that. So we'll try a little bit. Alright guys, here it is, the black Bhut Jolokia. Very, very nice and floral, just like most of the other ghosts. Smells a little sweet, but it has that floral flavor that you always get from a ghost pepper. And from the smell of it, you know it's going to be hot. So as I mentioned, I do this videos to show you the plant, how pretty it looks, and so that you can see the live plant before you buy seeds or choose to grow a certain variety. So I'm just gonna try a little bit and give you my opinion on it. Wow, this one's hot immediately. Yep, very hot. Not much of a flavor. It's just immediate heat. All heat, no flavor. Wow, this thing is very, very hot. It's like as soon as you take a bite of it, the heat's starting to kick in. Then as the more you chew, the heat start to spread. And then when you swallow, the heat start to kick your throat. It's very hot, but it is not as hot as the red ghost. Wow, my throat is on fire. I didn't detect any sweetness. Didn't have a bitterness either. Really didn't have much of a taste. It's just hot. But good aroma. Good nice, you know, perfume aroma. That's why that's what you get mostly out of the Bhut Jolokia. Very warm all the way down to the stomach. So as far as flavor, this thing didn't really have much flavor that I could detect, but I think because there's not much of a flavor, but also really no other flavor at all, it might be a good you know, powder mixed with something else, because this has immediate kick. So if you mix this the powder with another sweet type of peppers, like a Scotch bonnet, I think those two together would make a good combination for spice, like a blend of pepper powder. The plant is beautiful. I grew a few outdoor during the summer, but I started it out too late, so by the time you know, it gotten cold, so the peppers just started to wither, so it didn't look good at all. I moved one inside as I show you to keep it alive because it's so pretty. But flavor, as I mentioned, no flavor. Beautiful pepper plant. I highly recommend growing it if you're looking for something that looks gorgeous in your garden. You can probably do some ornamental planting with these and have some nice pepper to eat. that is doesn't taste too bad because it really didn't have much of a flavor. And then you can harvest the pods and make pepper powder. I made a bunch of this. This is my own personal mix. I have Bahamian Goat in there, a few other Scotch Bonnet, and then some of the Starr-Racha pepper in here. So it's very, very hot, but the flavor is amazing. That's what you can do with this one here. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. It's a beautiful plant to grow for ornamental purposes. Make some spicy blend with this, and that's it. As far as flavor, not much, and heat, much lower than the actual Ghost. My mouth's still burning, but it's manageable heat. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.